Winter is fast approaching here in Michigan. In today's video, I'm going to talk about sowing seeds after your frost for springtime flowers. Hi garden friends, it's Chris from Gardening at the Simongetti North. Welcome back to my channel. I'm located in northern central lower Michigan, zone 5B. And today is about 43 degrees and sunny. Did you know you could still sow seeds after your frost? You will need to select seeds for flowers that are hardy seeds. A good indication on the seed packet will say if they need to be cold stratified or seed stratified, or if they say so many weeks before your last frost date, are good indications of seeds that you can sow now for beautiful spring flowers. Cold stratification is also known as seed stratification. Is the process of exposing seeds to cold and moist conditions to encourage germination. In nature, the stratification process takes place when the seeds fall onto the ground and they overwinter underneath the ground or under the snow. In the spring, the temperatures will rise and break that hard shell to start the germination process when the conditions are right, and breaks the seed out of its dormancy. Here are some things to consider when deciding to sow your seeds for the spring after your frost. You want to do this before the ground freezes, so you can definitely work the soil, get it prepared to be able to plant your seeds. You'll also want to sow about 25% more seeds than you would in the spring, to make sure that you have good germination and the amount of flowers that you want to have. You will also need to use mulch. This is not negotiable. You need to use mulch to be able to keep the seeds in place and make sure they don't get, blown or washed away during the, winter conditions. So the types of mulch you can use shredded leaves or leaves, straw. You can also use grass clippings as well. And there's other mulches you can use, but definitely use a mulch to keep your seeds in place. And if you get snow here like we do in Michigan, you'll want to, the more snow on the garden beds, the better. That helps with keeping, the seeds moist, and to be able to promote germination when the spring arrives. Snow also helps insulate the seeds, so the more snow, the better. When you sow your seeds in the fall after the frost, this gives a leg up on the weeds in the spring, so you'll want to, make sure you get those seeds planted, and that helps with making sure the flower seeds come up before your weeds start coming up. A good resource on what seed flowers you can plant is a book I'll put up in the corner here. It's called Cool Flowers by Lisa Mason Ziegler. I'll leave a link in the description box below on how you can purchase that book on Amazon. It's a great resource. I use it all the time. And there's more flowers in there than what I'm going to be covering in this video to be able to sow or plant in the fall. There are definitely cool hardy annuals and perennials that are listed in the book. And as a reminder, when you're sowing seeds this fall, Make sure you follow the instructions on the seed packet for depth, spacing, and watering. And also you'll want to mark where you planted your seeds so you know that they're actually flowers coming up instead of the weeds. And again, as winter approaches, make sure you put some mulch over the seeds so they get protected over the winter. I have 12 hardy annuals that you can start from seed, and also 13 perennials you can start from seed. These are not an exhaustive list. They're just a bunch that I thought would be nice to share with you and give you an idea of what you can start sowing in the fall. For the hardy annuals, we have Alyssum, Sweet Tiny Tim, Bachelor Buttons, Bells of Ireland, Cosmos, Dianthus Carnations, Larkspur, Love in a Mist, Lupine, French Marigolds, Morning Glories, Poppies, and Snapdragons. Snapdragons, they are a hardy annual, but they seem to be, I don't know if it's the variety that I planted. I used the, it was the white rocket snapdragons, and they have been coming back every year. So, and also I noticed the rabbits like to eat those when there's nothing left in the winter to eat. So you might want to protect them from the rabbits. I have an overabundance of rabbits here on the property, so there's certain things that they like to eat. And so you just want, there's a spray you can use, or just put a guard around them so when they start coming up that they're not eating them on you before they get to where they need to be. So the perennials to start from seed are Bee Balm, Black-Eyed Susan, Columbine, Coneflowers, Delphinium, Forget-Me-Nots, Foxglove, Hollyhock, Lavender, Penstemon, and I have a Poppy California Mission Bells. Those are a tender perennial, Russell Lupine, and Sweet Pea. So the whole purpose of starting these seeds in the fall after your frost is so you can have stunning flowers when the spring comes, and it'll just be beautiful and really a no muss, no fuss. You've already done the work ahead of time, and now you'll have these flowers ready to go. And some of them, you know, they're biennials, and if they start early enough, they may even flower the first year. The other thing you can plant right now is getting your tulips, crocuses, peonies, any other type of bulb that also needs to be, you know, get that cold temperatures to be able to, you know, flower in the spring. So that's my next project, is getting those bulbs planted and my peonies planted for those early spring flowers that come up. Have you ever planted seeds in the fall after your frost to get spring flowers? Leave me a comment below and let me know what you've planted, or if you've never done this before, and if this encourages you to do it this year. Also, I'd like to know what state you're in and what zone you're in, because you know, if you're in the southern climates, you could probably start them now as well, and they will start growing, especially the hardy flowers. You know, so you don't have the frost or the winter to deal with. And if you do that, some of them that are cold stratification, it'll definitely say on the packet if it's required, and you could put those seeds in your refrigerator, you know, if it doesn't get cold enough, and then plant them outside after the stratification process that you did manually instead of letting nature do it. So please share this video with anyone who may be interested in learning how to sow your seeds after a frost and for the winter. And also, if you found value in this video, please smash that like button. And don't forget to become a Simongetti subscriber. Live, love, laugh, and garden. Hope to see you at the next video. God bless.